Yo, what is up, everybody? Harrigan BX here. Welcome back to Breaking the Mold, another brand new episode. Let's just get right into it. Say what's up to everybody. First up, I'm just gonna go around. Brian Brink, how are you, dude?
I am good. Hold on, I'm working.
Yeah,
All right.
you look distracted.
Just always working, man.
You're always working, dude. Like, this dude just carrying that company on his back, bro. What's going on over there?
The more I do now, the less I have to do tomorrow. Since tomorrow there's always a new thing. I'm pretty good at planning out my next day, but lately, the last 3 weeks, man, it's just like I log in, they're like, I need to do this now. I was like, but I was gonna. All right, I'll do that. I tell you what, it's crazy, and this is so unlike me, but I have probably only read 10% of my email in the last 3 weeks. So I'm just kind of
Wow, you must be really busy.
Yeah, like I'm just head down in it, right? And it's like I can't get distracted by the other stuff. And it's funny because you can see it, man. It's the same subject line over and over. It's like bang, bang. People respond back to each other. It's like, gee, I wonder if they're asking me any questions in those things. I don't know. But
dude, sometimes I hate the when I'm getting those back and forth emails and it's not, and I have nothing to do with it. Like it's nice sort of to be looped in, but sometimes there's so much bullshit going back and forth. Yep. It's like, yo, I don't need this. I don't need this. It's fucking clogging my inbox. So just delete them.
And a couple of them are like subjects that I'm like I do not want to get involved. Like I could, but I'm not.
Don't do it.
And like this little experiment, it's like, I've been doing stuff like this for how many years now? A lot. Like over 20. And I'm like, I wonder if I could have just gotten by with only reading 10% of my email my whole life. I don't know. But yeah. So I don't know. Eventually I'll get around to reading some of it. But I guess I'll just wait for the escalations to come through. Wait for the manager to tap me on the shoulder. The thing is, I talk to him like every other day, and he hasn't been reaching out about certain things. So I don't know what's going on. There's just useless emails.
Dude, you should be like elite of the elite. Like they shouldn't be contacting you unless the rest can't get it done. Like whatever it is, Like,
that's what kind of scares me a little bit. Yeah, it's like, because in some cases I am the elite of the elite, and I'm like, huh. Yeah, I think maybe people are just crying wolf on some stuff. Also, we got this thing that's expiring on March 8th, and the thing is when the expiration gets close, people start getting all these alerts, and I have a feeling that's what a lot of them are about. But a lot of the work that I've been doing is to renew this thing that expires, not to get too specific about it, but we actually inform them tomorrow of what happens, and they don't have to take any action. So maybe I'll just end up deleting all my email and start fresh after tomorrow.
Delete it all. I wish I could do that.
He's gonna delete the email where they gave him free stock options for doing such a great job this year.
That's a subject line I can pay attention
to. Or he got some employee of the month shit, and they gave him like a couple of $1,000 or something like that. Yeah. Some bonus. Mm-hmm. Click here to claim.
Right.
We're taught.
You're bankrupt.
Yeah. We're taught. Yeah, to not do that.
Oh yeah, that's phishing. That's
It's phishing.
They send fake ones too, like really good fake ones.
Mm-hmm.
And when I see one, I report it to the phishing police.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll respond back to you like, dude, you caught it. Don't tell anyone in your group that you caught it. We want to try and catch them. It's like,
to see if they click.
Yeah.
They have that at our company. It's you get like they do it every month. They send out an email, and then if you get you fail it, I think if you fail it 3 times, they can they impact your PIP. If you fail it 4 times, you're suspended. You're suspended for a month without pay. And if you fail it 5 times, you are terminated. Pretty much.
Dude, is that why you were off for the whole month last month?
Yeah.
Suspended.
Yeah.
Tom, we got a lot of work for you coming up next month. So I'm gonna click.
Oh yeah.
I'll get out of this real quick.
Like go back to the old ones I saved up.
I don't click shit. I don't click nothing.
Yeah,
We get a
it's
lot of like those like I get a lot of emails that it's like roofing, we'll do your roofing or whatever, or like government loans and shit. I'm like, how is this even getting in here? Like, I thought there
So,
was a firewall for all this shit like this.
well, the interesting thing I found was, especially when I started this company, my old company wasn't as much, but in this company, their email address is your first name, last name at company.com.
Right.
And so basically, anyone can go out to LinkedIn and see who is all tagged. Everybody says that works for this company, and then just create a fucking distribution list. First name, last name at company.com, and bam.
Yeah. Real quick, Steven Brick, AFOL. He said, hey guys, first time catching you guys live in years. Greets from Belgium. What's up, dude?
Nice, bro.
Belgium. Hey, Jose, do you know what AFOL is?
What is that?
Adult fan of Lego.
Nice.
No shit.
Should have known from the brick, the Steven Brick in there.
Yep. They call them AFOLs.
AFOLs.
Yeah.
Nice.
Bunch
I
of
didn't know that.
AFOLs over there playing with Legos.
I'm sure Bricks on a Dollar could have schooled me on that. I didn't,
Oh yeah. Well, he's
yeah.
the one who schooled me.
Nice. So now we both know. See, you learn something new every day. What's up, dude? Welcome. Let us know in the chat. What time is it over there in Belgium? Is it late for you? Early? Are you watching during work? Are they going to catch you watching this? Don't watch us on the job network. They'll see you're YouTubing.
Think.
Where is
Like
it?
4 in the morning over there right now?
Belgium's near like the Netherlands, right? Like north of Germany. Isn't that?
I could look it up. I could
Like
look it
4
up.
a.m., 3 a.m., some shit like that.
Yeah, it's
No?
gotta be really early there.
Nice, man. Nice. Maybe this is where his morning, where like his like talk show in the morning or whatever.
He might be eating
No,
some
he's trying to fall asleep, man. He wants to listen to something to make him fall asleep.
oatmeal, maybe. He's eating some oatmeal.
He's like, fuck, I just woke up. We gotta be at work in a few hours. Yeah, let me throw something on and get back to that.
ROC alarm clock. It's probably shaving or in the shower.
Right.
Brushing his teeth or something like that.
Nice. Well, thanks for watching, dude. It's a pleasure as always. I think Brian's all right. But hopefully, Brian, you're ready to let your hair down now and not work so hard. It is the evening time. You know what I'm saying? I think you've earned a rest for the day.
Let me go in and save that file.
Just save that file and disconnect. So I'll move on to Energon Addict. What's up, Pop?
Yo, what's good, man?
What's going on?
Good.
How are you?
Not much. I mean, it's funny you guys are talking about all this corporate stuff and all this work shit going on. It's been like it's been funny at home because my wife's company got hacked. Just off of what we were just talking about. I'm not going to say the company, so it's okay for me to say it, you know. So, somebody did click on something, and now they're on a global shutdown. And I'm talking about 17,000 employees right now, all up in limbo, up in limbo right now, waiting for them to figure out when they're going to be back online and
pay that ransom.
Yeah, exactly.
Fork over that Bitcoin.
Right. But I mean, it happened to my company a few months. What was it, last year? Right before the pandemic. So 2 years ago, I would say, right? And we were out for a month from it. It impacted us big time. So I just hope that doesn't happen with my wife because she's driving me nuts the last 2 days.
Nah.
Yeah,
Be like, you need to keep busy.
Get back to work. The worst part of it is that the company itself, right? Instead of, it's out of everybody else's control. Like, you know what I mean? Somebody did something stupid and now you can't work, but why force everybody to be staring at a computer and do nothing? You know what I mean? They're essentially they can't get into any of their systems. They only could do is respond to email at the moment. And they're doing like 3 or 4 conference calls a day just to make sure that everybody's still by their computer. Like, come on, give people a fucking break. Like, figure your shit out and let everybody chill out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If nobody's able to do anything, like, it's like, your hands are tied. I don't know what's, again, the companies differ, but at my place, if you can't do what you're supposed to do, they'll try to probably look for something else for you to do.
Yeah.
Even though it's not your job, you know what I'm saying? I'll be like, what? But that's just the way it is, So that's crazy though, like to think like that, like or like imagine like the workforce, like the number you said, to just be kind of stuck, like sitting on their hands, like that's crazy if you think about it. So
Yeah. Yeah.
um, other than that though, like how's that? Like everybody good? You chilling?
Yeah, man, I'm good. It's Tuesday. I was looking forward to see you guys. I went out to dinner with the wife before.
Oh, nice.
You guys know I don't drink, so I had a few drinks tonight. So I was like half asleep before I got back on. But
Mm-hmm.
you know me, man, 2 drinks and I'm kind of done. I had 3 drinks, so I'm a little open right now. So whatever you guys want to talk about, I'm ready to go. I don't even fucking care. Let's do it. Like, come on.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Glad you had a nice dinner. That's awesome. I didn't even eat dinner. I was like, I should have made something before coming on, but it's all good. It's always time afterwards. Dominic, what's up, dude?
What's going on, guys?
How are you? What's going
Pretty
on?
good. Pretty good. Just chilling. Relaxing. Work
Still
is gonna
not
get
relaxing.
yeah. Work is gonna get crazy soon. So just trying to enjoy the downtime. I have this project that I've been working on for the last 3 months, and just been kind of it's not even like our department's project. It's somebody else's department project, which is our accounting team, and they're just so they don't take accountability for anything. So it's
The
like
accounting team doesn't take accountability.
nope.
You don't have an
What kind of
accountability
world do
buddy?
we live in?
An
Dude, there's
accountability buddy?
the turnover on the accounting department in my company is like 7 months now. It's like people just leave because it's so horrible down there. Well, I say down there because I used to live I've worked in a building, and they were on the 6th floor where we were on the 8th. So
No.
Keep talking about them like that. That's why they quit, man. You can't say that shit.
Maybe
it's
if you get their project done, maybe they'd stay.
it's all
Basement people.
it's funny because it's all stems from leadership. I think it's like it's the directors and managers that really don't take care of their people. So I think that's why people leave there so fast, because it's a lot of work. It's demanding. It's just that they don't take care of the people, the good people that actually last there for a while. And it's like, why am I busting my ass for this job and I'm not even getting taken care of? So
Yeah.
so they just leave, and they don't care because it's like the managers will just bring somebody else on, but then like this department is so when it comes to accounting, a lot of other business units are so reliant on their information. So it's like it hurts us when they are slow and can't get things out on time.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yep.
oh fuck.
Well, that's why, like when I was talking with Brian before going live, like I'm getting so frustrated at work because all my systems there are slow, and it's like, listen, and it is a team effort. Like everything that I'm doing with my, with my scheduling and whatnot, like I'm basically sending that information to this team, so they're checking on, what they have to check on, and then this other team has to do what they got to do. So like everybody's like work is sort of dependent on each other. So anybody kind of that's not on their game, puts all of us like behind.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
so-
And it sucks. That's what sucks.
And that's what like some of those managers lean on us, especially if it's like information or spreadsheets that they have to provide us, lean on us to teach those new people coming in, when it's really should be the manager, and they should have procedures, and they should have some step by step, like say, hey, this is what you're responsible, this is how you do it. But it's like they never go through all that stuff, and it's like and then I have to go then teach the next guy that comes in the next 6 months, and it's just
a constant revolving door of like, you're training and they probably won't live up anyway. My girl's been going through that like in her department with her assistants and stuff, because she does like so much, and that's what it is like it just winds up being that the workload just winds up being too much for some people, and you have to have a certain aptitude to do the job also, like and these people try to like come on that just don't have the aptitude for the work, so they just don't last too long. That's unfortunate.
Next week is going to be exciting because I get my review this week, and our bonuses are paid out next week. So I should be happy.
Bonus. I don't know what the fuck a bonus is. That's my says fuck work, 11-day hiatus. I'm happy for you, dude. Like, you know what? Like I have like no time. I'm trying to let my time accrue because of the shit that's I'm gonna try to have happening. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saving it. I'm saving my vacation time. So I gotta fucking just deal with shit for fucking the next few months,
Mhm.
and let that time build up in the bank and stuff. But
Yeah.
any time off, like we just hopefully most people had a 3 day weekend. I know some people work the holiday, but I had a 3 day weekend, and it just fucking feels so good to have that extra day. Like I would work like 12 hours a day to get that extra day off. Like you know what I'm saying? To work 3 days and just get like 4 days off. Like you know what I'm saying? I would love that type of schedule
Yeah. I
because
need
I'm
to.
fucking working. I'm working that much anyway. Like you know what I'm saying? So it's like, why not? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I need to schedule my days. Like here's the realm events that I know of so far.
yeah.
Get those 3 day weekends in, and
See,
I haven't been doing it. And we got one. You got ZoloCon coming up here in 2 weeks, and
Mhm.
and
yeah. See,
not that
that's
I really need to take that Monday off after, but I kind of like to. But
so that's what's got me bummed. Like since I am like trying to bank stuff, and even just what, like I'm trying to stack like finances. I'm gonna be missing like a lot of our usual like realm meetups. Like you said, like ZoloCon is something I would have went to. That's the centrifuge thing, right? Yeah. See,
Yes.
so I'm like always love doing that shit. I would have rented a car, but for me, it's like I just booked a flight to BotCon, and for less than the price of what it would cost me to rent a car and hang with you guys for the
well, maybe
fucking
you could
day.
fly to ZoloCon
You know what I'm saying?
$25.
Ain't that crazy? So like I really wish like I did like, again, I get around and I save a lot of money by not actually owning a vehicle here in the Bronx because I work relatively close. Parking is a nightmare. I'd be getting tickets, I'd be waiting fucking hours for a parking spot, so to avoid that, I just don't own the vehicle. But it's a bummer for things like this when we're trying to do these gatherings because then obtaining a vehicle just costs so much. Like nowadays, like I said, and it's usually I'm spending hundreds of dollars just to hang out for the day. Usually have no problem; it's worth it to me. But got stuff going on this year, so I gotta kind of buckle down and save the cash. So I'm only doing like big stuff. I might be doing 2 events this year, like 3 tops probably. So unfortunately, I won't be seeing you guys at ZoloCon and stuff. Are you guys looking forward to anything at that show? I know where everybody's looking forward to seeing each other, but any kind of good pickups that are gonna be coming out of that show, or is it just normal toy show?
Uh, the Mythic guys will be there. Not that I have any Mythics to get, but
You got them all.
This is the
dude,
same guy.
dude,
This is the
I
same
was
guy that
digging,
makes like 6 pre-orders when it's an open window
dude.
for 3
I was
weeks.
digging. I was digging through. I was digging through to find one of those Prime trailers the other day, yesterday, and I was like, "Is it in this box?" It's like, "No, it's more Mythics." Is it in this box? I'm like, "It's more Mythics over there." I was like, "Look in this box." Holy shit, dude! I think I might. Just set up a table at Legions Con later this year. There's a Mythic Legions Con in Sea Caucus, and I might just set up a table. Just be like, all right, I'll just put 5% over retail on everything. Just bring it and fucking get it gone and out of my life, you know.
Yeah.
But I was just like, holy shit! I didn't realize. I didn't realize.
Are you feeling that way about the
Well,
Mythics? So
no, I like them, but I can only mess with so many at a time, and then I get bored with that, and I'll put it in a tote, and then I'll get some new ones in,
look at this. It's
and
becoming a Pacific Rim situation. What's going on
I'll
here?
play with those for a bit, and then I like run out of room. I'll put them in a tote,
He's
and
a
then
little
more
bit
come
different than
in.
Pacific Rim.
It's like
Yeah,
like
Pacific Rim was like 5 figures.
That and Pacific Rim figures right now cost like $5.
but it's like we're very fortunate people to have access to mythics on the regular a few times a year. You got your online pre-orders and in stock sales and whatnot, but then we have the shows. So we have three
Four
opportunities.
shows. Yeah.
3 opportunities a year. Legion's Con might be a 4th opportunity this year. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And so like whenever you see them, it's like I don't know, like what's an analogy for, like, you have some spare cash, you see something, you just pick it up real quick. It's like, oh look, oh, they got some of those.
I know I could sell it.
Yeah,
It's called a mythic burn.
No, to me it's like buying a pack of gum. It's like, oh look, gum's on sale.
Yeah,
I always chew gum. Let me go get. It's like Mythics. To me, it's like chewing gum for collecting. You just,
Yep.
like, oh yeah, I'll buy some Mythics. I like to Mythic sometimes. You know, you're always Mythicking. So as you see some for retail, it's oh yeah, you know, just hey. But
You could use more builders.
I couldn't use more builders.
What's the saying? Oh man. All right. I mean, I just was asking. I wasn't sure if like there was anything that was sort of like hyping the show. Like we always look forward to
I know what
hanging out.
I'm hyped about. I'm gonna be meeting up some people for some rock swapping, and I'm gonna be padding that PayPal balance in 2 weeks.
Oh yeah,
I am.
fucking bills coming due, people. Bills.
I am. That's
Get
right.
ready.
That's right.
Get ready.
Yeah, I'm meeting some people. I got some things to unload. Things that I've made promises. I expect promises to be reciprocated. I have.
Wow.
I have. I'm
Pay
gonna
up.
be. I'm gonna be increasing the square footage in my living room because I have
Yes.
things that people have. I've allowed to ship here that I will be getting exited from my house. Yeah, dude. Good times all around.
Yo, shout out to Brian Brink, yo. Like, I mean, just for doing that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just looking out and you know, just holding shit down.
Of course.
For some beloved peeps, you know what I'm saying? And of course, you know, making that exchange finally. I'm sure it's gonna be like almost like wow, like
Dude, he's
where
Santa,
did all this space come from?
Santa Claus.
Yo,
all this
Dom, we
mine?
only have a week left to ship stuff to this house.
That's it.
Done
That's
already.
it.
Box
That's
check.
it. Listen,
Literally.
all that what we're talking about all goes hand in hand with past episodes where we've talked about like, you know, patience saves pockets and how Dom kind of has a system with sort of making
I'm just
sure
gonna say this.
his
I'm just gonna say
expenses are
this.
kept to a minimum.
I'm just going to say this. It's good to have friends in low places. You can
That's
take
it.
low as any kind of definition you want.
That's right.
It's always good to have friends.
Oh man, that is great. I'm fucking yeah. So all right, that's cool. I was just wondering. I wasn't sure if there was any, like I said, any kind of big hype like going into that show.
It's always good
Oh.
surprise. Like I think from just retrospectively, like going to all these conventions in Jersey, I think ZoloCon and PAs. Yeah, ZoloCon has always been like there's always surprises. Like there's always a good dealer out there that has a lot of good stuff, and you know there's always deals that you could find. You know, it's always a good show. I always thought, and there's always a surprise here and there, and it's always great
Conveniently
to.
works out with your bonus paycheck too.
Yeah. It works out with the bonus paycheck too, so you can rack up the points on your cars, pay them out the next month.
That's it.
Zolo also, like in their inner circle of their just vendor room, they do a lot of people doing custom stuff too. So there's always like really interesting stuff to look at there and possibly pick up. You know. But
And then
Danny
going out.
says Zolo's 5 minutes from his place.
Yep.
Nice. Yes. Show up, dude.
Who
Show
said
up.
that? Danny?
Damn.
Party at Danny's house right after ZoloCon, people.
Woo,
Right.
woo. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think G Money saying in the chat, Zolocon is the Dark Telescope building.
Yeah,
Yep.
the,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where you used to grab my butt.
The centrifuge. So that's what's cool because like the design of the building is always just very unique. So just walking around, it is a little dark. Like so, unless the vendors kind of bring their own lighting and make their stuff, you know, lit and you know, so you could see it. It is a little dim in there, but like I like that. I kind of like that aspect to the show, and because it's not like any other toy show. It's just this very kind of circular room, and that's kind of like the way the tables are set up, and so there's stuff everywhere, and you can just kind of. It's like almost like one of those puzzles or mazes, right? That you kind of just you could start from the outer circle and then
Right.
inner and inner and inner. You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty cool. And some of that stuff, like from that they used to show off, like the centrifuge stuff, it's still there. So you could kind of take pictures there. You see all the machines and the buttons, and it almost looks like 1960s, like Star Trek or whatever. So that's kind of cool. That's the cool aspect about the building. But honestly, like it's the hanging out, man. I'm gonna just miss seeing you guys. Like for me, those type of shows, like I'm not into the mythic, so I'm not really looking for anything like that. I doubt I'm gonna fucking find a third party figure or a transformer I'm looking for because I fucking
Well,
got
I
everything. You know, so
Nick the toy guy
Nick the
sits up
toy
there.
guy's there
So,
sometimes. Yeah.
yeah, no. So I know, yeah, but usually again, like my third party interests have dwindled. You know, I was collecting mainline stuff, and usually I have all of that already. So
Yeah.
very little chance I'm gonna find something that surprises me there at a show like that. You know, so I'm just gonna miss hanging out at lunch and having some drinks with Brink and getting
I remember
nice.
last year. What was it last year? Last year there was a
You,
vendor. There was a vendor there that had a shitload of Marvel Legends, and I think it was like pick 3 off the wall for like $35 or something. Like it was. It
oh
was.
really? Wow.
Yeah. And it, like granted, he had some ones that really didn't fly off the shelves, but then like, he had other good ones like recent ones in recent waves that if you didn't like pick it up already in the stores, you can grab it and get it for a decent price. For 3 of them.
Mm,
I missed the last one, the last solo con. I
Yeah.
missed it.
Like I said, there's some vendors there looking to make deals and get rid of their stuff, and then there's obviously vendors there just looking to turn a little profit. But it's fun. It's a fun atmosphere, especially with friends, and like we go out to lunch, and you got a couple drinks.
Oh
In you.
yeah, that you guys went to eat sushi, right?
Yeah,
Last
yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
You
that's
have a
right.
couple. You have a couple drinks in you. You go back, and
Dude, last year it was, oh God, when did they have it? In July? It was
mhm,
100 degrees. It was fucking hot. I
it
remember
was
that
hot.
day.
Yeah,
Jesus.
mm, damn. Yeah. So that's nice
And
though.
that's usually a cold weather show. It's usually in February. Like we would
yes.
have,
Yeah.
it probably would have been this past weekend. Actually, is probably when it would have been.
Hmm.
And so I associate it with like it's cold weather show. I mean, so
Yeah.
now we're getting it like right when spring hits. Supposed to be around 55 that weekend.
Nice.
So
That's
yeah, it
nice.
wasn't too bad.
Shit, man. The nicer the weather, the better, man. It just makes it a more comfortable, better time all around.
Yep.
Hmm.
Those shows where it's brick outside, that's not cool.
Yep.
I don't like that.
And Bricks, as you had mentioned, Bricks on the Dollar, like his store, his what do they call it? His brick and mortar store is around there. He did move to a different location, so he's probably like 20 minutes away now, as opposed to 5 minutes away. But it's always cool to go see what he's up to. Check out
Yeah,
the
Yeah, his
check out
store
the
is pretty cool.
organized Legos and all that
that
stuff.
that that's a tradition almost unto itself. You know what I'm saying? Just because trying to again, you got to take advantage of these shows, right? And while we're all together and just try to hang out with as much people as possible. And people come out and hang out, like you know what I'm saying. That's why. So we always encourage anybody that's in that tri-state area, if you have the means, just make it out. Like
Yeah.
just I always, like I said, I never minded, paying for the rental to hang out for the day because it's just always a good time to catch up at those gatherings. That's the point, basically. So that's cool. Dom, you had brought up in the chat about some stuff that just dropped,
Yeah,
and
I was just noticing like a lot of things were dropping from Mezco, NECA with regards to their lines that they had and they have right now, and then like some the Marvel did their Marvel Monday and they put some stuff out for Marvel.
Mhm.
And what interested me, and I think there was I saw some videos about it, and it was funny because the reaction was somewhat different, and Mezco did a final drop of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and as you all know, there's plenty of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles out there, and
Mhm.
right now, Nick has been killing it on the cartoon versions that they do in Targets and online pre-orders, and then they also have the movie versions, which they're doing mostly online and also at Walmart's as exclusives. So they've been killing it, and they're doing a great job. And I think they did some releases. I think they're doing another box set for the Secret of the Ooze set. So it's and putting out the turtles with new head sculpts from that movie line. And it's like when NECA released the turtles, I saw a couple videos where people were like, Matt, I mean Mezco, when Mezco dropped the turtles, people were kind of upset because it's like, stay in your lane, Mezco. You don't have to come in and do a turtles because we're already getting turtles from somebody else. And it was interesting to me because it's like, we always talk about like, as much shit as we're getting, and how many companies are doing everything like Super Seven, and everyone's just now like saturating the market with toy lines and toy brands, and it's like, is when is it like, when is the barrel going to overflow, and if it, what are the pros and cons to it? Because I feel like at this point with turtles, where everyone's like just now, like we're getting Frankenstein turtles, like, you know, we're getting like, we're getting a lot of shit of turtles, and like
Yeah.
turtles was like kind of like a not like, you know, it was dry a couple of years back. So like I would say 5 years back, before NECA started doing their stuff, and now it's like you turn around, you got another company doing turtles, and
Yeah.
it's amazing, because it's like the reaction now is like, and I see where it's coming from, because it's like anyone who collects turtles collects everything for turtles. You can't stop collecting turtles, and it's like,
Yeah.
and I was like finding it funny, because now Mezco's getting into it, and that's just going to hurt our wallets more, because you're gonna, you know, how can you not buy Mezco turtles?
Right. I mean, right.
So
Mezco makes a great
so
product. I
so
mean,
I will say this, right? So from what I do understand about Mezco is he likes his certain characters. Mez himself,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, like Batman is his favorite. You know, we're getting another two Batmans already. Like
Mm-hmm.
with how many is that? 15? What is that? 15 Batmans since Mezco came out, and people are buying them, right? I mean, there's
Mm-hmm.
people that are gonna spend the money regardless, just because it's a Mezco product. Others because it's a Batman product. But him, he's gonna do something he's passionate about. And with the turtles, not that I was privy to this conversation, but it's something I read. That it's a New York based, you know,
property.
property, and
Mm-hmm.
he's a big, you know, New York based person. You know, he's big on his city. So I think that the love for the turtles is just coming from him saying, you know what, they're New York City. I like the turtles. I'm gonna do it. You know,
Yeah,
why
yeah,
not?
yeah.
You know, and I don't think it's so much of just like, I mean, yeah, of course he's going to make a quick buck on it because everybody's going to buy the turtles, but
Mm-hmm.
people who don't buy turtle stuff are going to buy these just because
Yeah.
it's a Mezco product.
I agreed with you, Dave. Like
You know?
I think Mezco, with regards to what, you know, the brand loyalty that they brought, and you can even see that with their generic, you know, they're just their custom characters that they've done, you know, and how well they sell. So I think people who are necessarily not buying the NECA turtles or are deep into turtles might purchase these turtles because it's coming from Mezco. So
Right.
Yeah.
you definitely got
And
a point there.
and Dave, I'm glad you brought it up that like he's a fan, right? He's a turtle fan. He's a New York kind of guy. Like you look at those really you look at these the big companies, right? Like the Hasbro and the Mattels, like the really big ones, and it's like, you know, hey, look guys, we need to pick up some properties cuz we got to make some money. We got to make toys. That's what we do. We make toys. And you know, but like you look at the specialty shops like Super 7, Mezco, I mean, do I dare say McFarlane and stuff like that, even though we see him in the retail aisles? But it's
Mhm.
like these guys, like I honestly believe that they pick up these properties because they're like, I want to try and make that. Like I don't. It's not like we need to make it to like pay the bills and everything, but like I wanna try my hand at this. Like I want an opportunity to bring my version of this character into
Hmm.
plastic form type stuff, right? And and when I see the interviews with the Super 7 guys and things like that, like they're honestly like really excited. It's like I love Thundercats or I love um God, what's something else obscure that they put out recently? GI Joe or something like that, right? And they're like, we actually wanna see what we can do with it, because we have an idea of how we would want our toys to be, you know, for
Mhm.
that
Right.
for that
Yeah.
brand. So it's kind of cool. But you know, from a collector perspective, I mean, you're drinking from the fire hose, and it's like, I think it's nice to know that you have options. But the problem with collecting, especially stuff that has a large catalog of characters. It's like you want to be able to get them all, right? Too.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, at least with Mezco, there's like, well, we're putting it out in a 4 pack, so that's that. And
Yeah, and
those
we don't
those
know how
Mezco,
deep they're going to go
yeah,
into it, like, you
I
know,
mean,
With
I
Mezco.
wouldn't think they are because look what they did with the Warriors franchise or the
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
Ghostbusters.
yeah,
We don't know. They might still be coming out with stuff for them, but it's a long time in between.
Right.
Ghostbusters got dropped what 2 3 years ago now.
yeah,
That
Yeah.
set, and but it's a good looking set. People
Yeah.
that like Ghostbusters that weren't willing to spend. I don't know how much that Blitzway set was going for, but it was going for a high number at one point. We're like, you know what? I'll just get the Mezco ones, and they're gonna fit. They're smaller. They're gonna fit somewhere else.
yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So the Mezco turtles we're discussing are the ones we saw last night that looked like the Mirage versions, but had the color to them. Like,
Right.
right.
They're
Right.
like
yes,
a,
yeah.
they're like
See,
yeah.
that's that shit speaks to me, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because and again, it's the version of the turtles. Like they've licensed this property like to death. Like by this point, right? It's still being licensed out there to death, obviously, because there's still all this merch coming out. I mean, Brian just touched on it. Just the choice that people have to kind of collect what they want. I understand there's people out there that want to get everything, and maybe that's tough for them with so much product out there. But for the guys that like my cherry pick, like myself, like I could see these Mescos and be like, I'm gonna get these and I'm done, just because it's the look that speaks to me. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Yeah.
done like with color, like, you know what I'm saying. So I'm still
Yeah.
getting that touch of like that, the movie or the anime or whatever.
Or
Like, you
even
know what I'm
even the
saying?
toy. Those Mezcos touch on the toy with the
Oh,
shades of green and stuff like that
and
too.
the
So
Raphael face with the teeth also
yep.
kind of reminded me of
So
the toy version. You know what I'm saying?
those
So yeah,
those
yeah,
are
it's
good
it's
mashup. Yeah.
it's a good set. Like it's
But
definitely
but
a
for
good set.
yeah, but then there's the people that are just holding out. It's like, oh man, I don't know what to do. I missed out on the NECA things and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, Mezco just comes around and it's like, yeah, here's a 4 pack, and people are just like, I'm just gonna get that. That's what I'm gonna get,
Yeah.
type stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean that's kind of cool, but yeah, definitely saturation of the property just everywhere, and it is wild because it was a wild, crazy turtle weekend this past weekend. That's for sure. Oh, and
Where
I think Jay in the chat brought up, say, hey, what about the Mirage ones? Because NECA did the Mirage ones a while back, but that was a long time ago. And now
I
there's
have them.
KOs. And yeah, Dave, you got yours from Gort, the original ones, right?
Right.
If I
Yeah.
remember. But like, NECA has just teased this past weekend, Mirage, the comic style character, like the Fugitoid and that Retta, I think was her name. So they might bring those Mirage turtles back. They might bring them back. So
Mhm.
so dude, if they do, I might get a set of those. Those things are pretty cool. Um, but
Nice.
but hey, I mean, hey, there's turtles. Dom, like what else, right? There's like
Oh
um
yeah, there was like it's turtles are coming out. Like NECA showed a crap load of with their cartoon where they're going with it because they're just so deep in it. Like and it's now you're getting into like D-list characters and they're like doing the gang like like it's just amazing how deep they're getting into. So it's like there's shouldn't be any type of how you typically would complain, Brian. It's like, oh, they stop and they end and I don't get X, Y, and Z and and it's like now it's like with this NECA Turtle cartoon line, they're killing it in regards to like how deep they're getting into it. And now it's like you're venturing into the part where I don't know whether people are going to get annoyed because they're going into characters that not a lot of people would know because it's off of one little TV series or a one show or a character that they showed in this one 5 minute episode
Yeah.
and
But
obviously that the backlog of characters that they've done are definitely going to get more um, more desirable, like so your 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 Bebop and Rocksteady need to be reissued and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's really I like to see what happens later, like in this year, next year with NECA cartoon, because it's like if you don't do those reissues of those later, like those earlier figures, I can't see them bringing in as many as they would to support some of those B-list D-list characters that they're producing. So
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
you know what it you know what it is with turtles though with those D-list characters is like a lot. A lot of those D-list characters are D-list characters that were sought out toys, believe it or
Toy wise,
not.
yep,
Like,
yep, yep, yep.
yeah, like Scratch the Cat, for example, or there was another one that was like Spot the dog, and like weird ones that we never really remember, you know.
Hmm.
But those are the ones that fetch really high dollar amounts, like collector wise. And after a while, it just became like part of the lore. Like, if you didn't have one of those, then you basically didn't have a complete Ninja Turtle collection.
Right.
So
Yeah,
now it's become more like, well, you need to do that character because they did the toy back in '88 or '89. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And
That's
I know this because I have a cousin who's actually one of these turtle collectors that buys everything. I mean,
hmm.
like everything. You know what I mean? So the history, like that goes beyond, like it goes into like toys that never even dropped, that they even make like
Yeah,
3D
yeah.
printed, 3D printed versions of, that they're actually making figures of now. You know,
So
like
testament to the canon that, like, like that you have so many characters that you could dig into with TMNT, that they could do that. But also, like, that's the trap, right? We've discussed it, like, in regards to Transformers, like how many Optimus Primes we're gonna get, how many Megatrons, how many of those popular
how many
characters
swerves do you
are
need? Like,
are we gonna get? You know what I'm saying? To get maybe some of those more obscure characters, they sprinkle in the popular ones with the more obscure ones, where it seems like NECA's not really doing that with the turtle line, but it's selling, right? Or else they wouldn't keep coming up with these
Well,
obscure characters. So
but
the
Dave
market's
brings
there.
up a good point. The more obscure you get, I mean, you're gonna go to Walmart, you're gonna see a shelf full of Ray fillets, right? But like,
Yeah,
maybe toss in some turtles to be on the
Yeah.
shelf, like, in an evergreen kind of perspective. Keep those people in.
Well, I
Um,
totally agree, but then it goes back
yeah,
to like the way Playmates used to do it. Like every line, right? They had a different version of the turtles, right? Like
yeah,
yeah,
cow,
yeah,
surfing fucking turtle, a fucking,
right.
like shit like that. That was mixed in with some of those other.
Or maybe like, yeah, keep pumping out your new releases out to the shelves, but you got that pre-order website now. I mean, why don't you just throw out an order for turtles like every 3 months, just in case people want to get some, type
Yeah.
type thing.
yeah.
That just shows how we're spoiled we are as collectors, man. Because
Yeah,
we could complain about like getting the same shit over and over again, but then also complain that you're getting
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
characters that you would probably never have gotten, fucking so obscure. They're
yeah.
giving them to you, and it's like, damn. But I wish I kind of got
But
Well,
like
fucking
the core
the
cast
turtles that
was
we
the
already
core
got.
cast was really hard to get, man. The movie
So
ones
yeah,
and
see,
and
hmm.
the cartoon ones.
And the
so
So
that's
cartoon ones,
so
yeah.
that's so
yeah,
that's the thing, is like, because those characters aren't readily available. Again, like it's almost like being in from the jump, right? Like
right.
sometimes you're lucky, you're in from the jump. Somebody might just be discovering these figures, and it's like, oh, now how am I going to get into it now? Because it's so
Yeah.
deep. There's so much out
Yeah,
there.
I mean, kind of. If you think about it from a Mythic Legion's perspective, there's always new people coming in, and there's people that are jonesing after those old ones, right? But the thing is, when it came to Mythics, there's no core cast, right? It's not like, oh, my collection is missing, Juno and Gwendolyn. If I can't have them, then why should I even start? Like, that's a totally different situation, right?
Right.
Because you can just have a Mythics collection and eventually get those, but there's no like core, like these people weren't on a Saturday morning cartoon show, right?
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
no real holes missing. So that's
yeah.
kind of cool. But like Dom, you had mentioned saturation of the brand, and the first thing that came to my mind after Turtles was Voltron. Um,
Hmm.
dude, remember
Ooh,
the SOC chasing down the SOC just a few years ago? Now we got the Blitzway dropping, and it's got some mixed reviews I hear. Then all of a sudden, 3 Zeros
Three
dropping
zeros
another
dropping one, yep.
that competes with scale from an SOC perspective, but in detail from a Blitzway perspective. And I'm just like, whew, could you? I don't know, man. Like, I was close on the Blitzway. Actually, I had it in a pre-order for no money down. I ended up canceling it later,
I'm halfway
but
in.
like, are you? You're halfway
Hmm.
in. So
Yeah.
it's like, so how do you feel about it, Dave? Like,
So
you're
I've
halfway in on
honestly,
this, and then you see this thing pop up.
I've been watching videos.
Uh huh.
I mean, I forgot his name, but there's a guy who basically goes through the entire transformation piece by piece, and it's a really good video. It's pretty long, but it's basically not in English.
Hmm.
And then you got a guy who did a video after that who basically tells you what's going on in English, and he's kind of hyping it up too. So he's like, "Oh my god, this is so cool!" And so like, I'm hype. I still think that it's gonna be a great product. Yeah, I got a little fucking pissed when I saw that who 3A or whoever's fucking
Yeah,
making another one, because they
3-0.
do make 3.0. They do
yeah.
make a good product. Like
Mm-hmm.
I've owned 3.0 stuff. And the stuff is nice, but at the same time, like it wasn't available a year ago whenever Blitzway dropped this one, and it's also not going to be as big, and it's still not the same. It's not going to. I think the Blitzway is gonna. It's gonna hold its value.
I think so.
I think it's gonna hold its value.
Now, is the 3.0 where they separate or no?
Yeah,
They do. Oh,
Mhm.
that's
They
different.
haven't shown them. They haven't shown them, but they have.
Are you sure?
It-
Because
it-
3.0
it is.
doesn't
Yes,
do
it
shit
is.
like that.
I know,
Okay,
Dom.
okay.
It is. It does.
Okay.
Because when I first saw it, I took a good look and I was like, why would they put
Is
in
this
the
like-
detail of like the old toy lions if they're not gonna, like, those legs aren't gonna move, if those tails aren't gonna move? And then when I saw that picture this weekend, I saw a joint in the middle of the blue lion. And I was like, why would you put that in the
Yeah,
leg
but 3.0
if the lion doesn't sit?
I don't
So-
know, Joe. But 3.0 puts that type of
I mean,
detail
who,
in.
who
though,
puts a
Brian.
joint in the middle of a calf? That doesn't
They
make
do
sense,
that.
Dom.
They do that, dude.
No, shut your mouth.
When you
A
look
waste
at
of resources,
dude, when you
That's
look
all
at their
these.
Transformer stuff, it looks like it transforms, but it doesn't. So it's I'd be surprised if it doesn't break apart.
Oh,
you
it
need
does.
I need confirmation. I need like
Dom, it
photos
has
or
been confirmed. Go to
it has?
Toy Arc,
Okay,
and
okay.
3.0
I
said
need
that it comes apart.
transforming lines.
Are these
What
just
about the
nerds
light?
You don't have
hacking
to
me?
take my word for it.
Yeah, well, the toy arc.
I mean,
there's a bunch
I'd
of
rather
nerds
get I can get a good look at a T-bone by sticking up my head up a bull's ass or whatever the fuck that is.
No, I want to see a photo. Don't give me some fucking gobbledygook on Wikipedia saying that they
All
break apart.
So whether they break apart or not, right? Does it have lighting like the
Down that
Blitzway does?
Blitzway.
Probably
Don't
not.
talk it down.
But who knows?
I don't know.
I don't know, because that's a big selling point for me too, is the light up eyes on the
They do
Yeah,
have lighting in
character.
other figures though. 3.0.
Yeah.
It's
So
Oh, yeah.
amazing. The fucking that Blitzway shit looks good, despite
dude.
whatever videos are coming. Like, it looks really, really good.
And
Now, how
from
big
a
is-
from a presentation perspective, like with the lions on the flight stands and all that stuff?
Yeah.
but like, how big is 3.0? Is it
They
the
said
same
it's gonna be
size?
about 12 inches. It'd be
Oh,
about
okay.
SOC.
SOC. That's
So
SOC.
your Blitzway.
SOC's only not even 11 inches. It's like
Yeah.
10 and a half or some shit.
Not even a full foot. Look at that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true. It was a
then-
little on the small side.
And then the Blitzway is like almost 15. It's like 14.96 or some shit like that.
It's gonna be a fucking monster over the SOC. Like, always bigger, always better. Well, we can't
Not
always say
really.
that, right?
Not
Bigger,
always.
not always better. But
Look at Dom. Look at me.
it's nice
Yeah,
to see
I
a
mean-
big bot though on that shelf. Like, something about
Yeah,
it.
like a Voltron all by himself.
Yeah.
It's, was it Legends from long ago?
So, all right.
Boop, boop.
I know 3.0 makes a great product too, but are they going to have like the same movement and articulation that the Blitzway's going to have?
Oh, I'm sure. They're
I mean,
they're. I have
show the
some.
picture.
I have their 18 inch. Some of the 18 inches, and they're you can double jointed knees and elbows, everything. Like it's articulated. I'm sure they're gonna have it. So the thing is what you're not gonna have with like. That's the thing. You got to confirm that these things break up. If these things break up, then that's a game changer for 3A.
So
because
yeah, look, it's got your bicep swivel, your arm swivel, your wrist swivel, drop down hips, knees. Dom, there's that joint right there I'm telling you about. Why would you put a joint in the calf?
because they put
got
joints
all that.
everywhere.
There's no fucking argument here. Just fucking buy them both, and that's it.
Dom, I'm
See,
telling you, this thing comes apart. This, in the first promo picture, this part was wonky, and everybody who's got the Lion Voltron knows that this part right here moves
Moves,
because
yeah.
of the lion legs, the black lion legs.
Yeah, but they
yeah.
can make that
February.
part move and not
Why
detach.
make the wingtips move? Why make the wingtips move if he doesn't
Because
transform?
that's authentic. That's the way it's
It's
supposed to be.
authentic.
Oh, right.
Yeah. See,
Um,
so I
but
like what
You
EE
guys are
Prime
getting
here is
hyped on
saying.
a company
dude,
that is known
why
not to
why
break up.
put these hinges here? Why put these hinges on these flaps if
Yeah,
it
why
doesn't
do that?
transform?
It needs to
I don't
Yeah,
know.
transform.
look, you
I
got
don't
the
know.
why
For the
sculpt this to look
authenticity.
like a toy that moves if it doesn't move?
For the
Telling you,
authenticity.
fucking
For the
moves.
authenticity. So listen,
Sounded like a
Eric.
Transformer fan. Why you build a Transformer that doesn't transform?
Can you
Listen,
zoom in
Eric.
on the chest of the Voltron?
I think the proportions on this looks great.
No, that
Well,
doesn't transform. Look at that shit. That does not transform. That does
well,
not
looking
transform.
at it too, like the
Convert.
chest looks just like the SOC.
It does.
Like, see the way it looks like wrenches on the cross.
hmm
It's not like that. It's just a straight cross on the Blitzway.
Hmm. So Eric says the stress of deciding has turned them off from getting anything. So, is that like also a danger with the saturation aspect we were
I
talking
think
about?
so. Like that's what I'm
Like,
saying. I think it's just
yeah,
too much. Sometimes people get overwhelmed, and and with respect to how much is out in the market, especially if you're in it where you're buying it all, I can imagine how crazy you can get with even another company doing it, even if it's better or not better. But they're just you got options, and it's just going to drive you nuts. And then people that are not in it and they're choosing, they just what am I going to go and pick? Let me just see what happens at the end, and then I'll buy it. I'll buy it.
yeah,
I'll buy the best one that I think later on. But
yeah. So the 3-0, like it looks cool, and if it's more like sort of like action figure-ish where it's superposable and stuff, then I see the market for that, right? Because you're not gonna really get superposable with the SOC, but the SOC looks awesome, and it also the bots convert, transform, whatever word you want to use, and you're gonna get that with the Blitzway. But again, it's just the price for that Blitzway is probably a turnoff for like a lot of people, especially
yeah,
being a
I
new
think
company.
if the Blitzway was like $200 cheaper, I think there would be no discussion. But it's like
Yeah,
I think with the $700 price point, it's like
you have to love Ultron. You gotta love Ultron.
you could get a lot for $700.
Word up.
You know
You
what I'm
take my
saying?
girl, yeah,
You can
fucking
buy the
See,
away
like,
for a weekend.
DeLorean, the Hot Toys DeLorean right now for
I'm not,
like
but
cheaper.
I'm not looking at it like that. Like, I'm getting it. So yeah, it's my argument, I guess. But like, I look at it like this shit's been out for a year. Like, you know what I mean? It's like a few bucks a month. Like, it's not really much. You know what I mean?
Oh
I
Like,
mean,
yeah,
yeah. I mean,
yeah,
if
when you
you're
break it
planning and
down, you know what I
saving
mean?
for it,
It's like,
yeah. Of course, yep.
and
like
I
I
said,
told,
See,
I was trying to tell EE Prime to buy it. I'm like, that's $2 a day. That's $2 a day for a year. Like, you know what I
Look at
mean?
that.
Like, chill
Yeah,
out.
and
yeah.
like this is Voltron. Like it's nice that we got the SOC, and that was like the one. And I know there was like another rendition that they were doing that was a little bit stylized, but I think with all this coming out for Voltron, I think it's needed. Like I think this is a long wait, wait doing in regards to the fact that we haven't seen a Voltron out there for a long time, and I'm happy that 3 people are doing it, and
Choices, man. It's
yeah,
fucking
and like
choices again. At the end of the day, like
this is
if you want it,
like this is nowhere near like NECA and like fucking Transformers and all the shit that we get from all
that's
that
true.
line.
That
You
is
know what I'm
true.
saying? Voltron is just Voltron, and it's like who's produced the
It's
best Voltron? Like you might not even say SOC has even done that yet. So it's
yeah.
I think
They
with
made
these
the
two
most money.
companies, yeah, like and it's at the end of the day, I think these two are well welcomed in regards to seeing what they can do. And
Yeah.
I'm on like I'm with Dave. I pre-ordered the Blitzway. I have some money
ooh,
down on it, but 3-0. I know what 3-0 can do.
and
And
Yeah.
we don't have a price on this yet. On the
yeah, I can see
3-0,
3.
so
If it's 12-inch, I can see it in the range of
200
like
bucks.
like 250. I don't think. I think
250.
yeah.
Not
What
thinking
was the opposite?
354.
Non-transforming.
No,
It
it
is transforming.
transforms. It
They're saying it
transforms.
transforms. I want to see the fucking pictures, dude.
It does, Dom. I'm telling you,
Show me.
man.
Show me the
Telling you
pictures.
it does.
I don't know the black line. I mean, I don't know, but that I don't know.
See the seam. The seams.
You know
The
what though?
seam. If
The
it doesn't
Voltron
transform, why make the seam?
transformation, the Voltron. Yeah, it's not that complicated, honestly. Though, like
It's
you
just
know,
so.
I don't
It's
know.
so.
A fucking dick in a fucking hole, and that's it. Done.
Yeah, I like to see those photos. If it does break apart, then that's cool. It's probably going to be a little bit more than like because they're 18-inch. Like their 18-inch transformers that they do is around like $400, 450. Like the Optimus Prime 12-inch that they did for the Bumblebee movie, and like the Soundwave is like around $200. So
It brings zooming in. I honestly I like the way the
Like
3.0 looks overall. Probably out of all of them, like because
it
I don't
looks
mind
great
that
because
stylized
I
sort
think
of
it's
kind
just a
of look
fucking
to
action
it.
figure.
Yeah,
Yeah, it looks good.
I
It
like
That's
does
what
it.
I'm
look good.
saying. Like I
no,
think
look,
Yeah.
Tom. Look, man. It
fucking
Listen,
turns.
I,
3-0,
Turns
dude.
to the
don't worry.
lines.
3-0, man.
I'll take the hit for the round. I'll buy all of them. Don't worry about it. I already have the SOC. I already have fucking paying for the Blitzway. It's a wrap. That's
There
it.
you go.
Yeah.
I'll do a review in like a year.
The trick is you got to knock that shit out early, so when it drops, it's like you didn't feel it. You spent that money already.
So,
You went in there, or like you said, like like pay a bill over 7 months. It's like paying an extra bill over the next 7 months.
And there's a part of me I can see where Brian like like I don't think it's a big of enough challenge. It's not. It's really easy for them to make this break apart, and it's not like transforming a transformer, but it's with Voltron. The conversion is real simple when
Yeah,
breaking off
yeah.
those lines and doing it. So
That adds to the fun factor.
Hey, Dom, you want proof? You want proof,
fuck
Dom?
you.
Oh yeah.
Oh, but that might be all it does, though. It might not turn into the actual line. It might just break apart like that.
Where'd you find that? Where'd you find that, Brian? Is that
Jay
Jay
sent it to me.
Jay
JG.
said it to you?
Dun, 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 dun. I hear the fucking music in my head.
Dun, 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 dun. Boom,
I wish
boom.
because I still got the Go Lion DVDs, and those are probably worth money right now. You can't get those fucking anywhere. I got the Go Lion.
I give it up. I give it up as 3-0, man.
That's
awesome.
I want the fucking American music, but overlaid over the Japanese cartoon, like uncut. 'cause that shit was crazy.
Okay. Now they break apart. Now, is there die cast in this? Like, you think 3-0 is going to be?
Now on to the next
They
problem.
don't do die cast. It's all plastic.
It's fucking plastic. A $200 plastic fucking piece of shit.
I want my Voltron to have die cast.
$700 worth of diecast.
Yeah. Now you're going into SOC and Blitzway territory. You gotta drop that dough. You want the weight. You want the weight.
Maybe this says diecast.
Translate. Oh God!
I mean, you think it's gonna feel light at like a 2 or 250 and gonna feel light that piece? I don't know, man. They got to do something. At least some pieces of it, if not all of it, right? Are you expect all of it to be die cast or just some of it?
Well, typically,
I say some of it.
Yeah, it's got to be some of it.
Some,
like,
yeah.
Not all of it, but some of it. It's got to have some weight to it.
Yeah, I mean, who knows, man? Who knows? There have been pieces in the past where you don't get like the full spectrum. It's just kind of like a cheat, right? Like a bust or something like that.
The mouth's open.
Okay, Brian.
I mean, the evidence is there.
I mean,
it doesn't
just like SOC with the heel spur and stuff.
Well, Dom, you said it again. Like again, the line design, the Voltron design is super simple. There's really not much to the transformations. It's just tucking the legs in, basically folding the heads up. Like so, that's it. That's all it really is. So maybe we're not going to get the full range of motion of the lines as you might get in the more expensive option, but I think that's going to be a decent piece.
It looks like it's a little bit tall. Like if it's a little bit taller than SOC, they took the little traits that Blitzway did with hiding the legs and everything like that. I see that. So,
are these things supposed to come decked out with the accessories? Because I thought SOC did that very well, like giving you kind of like all the pieces that came with.
I'm sure, yeah.
And Blitzway did it too. Blitzway did a
Yeah,
very good job with
Blitzway
that
did
as
it
well.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's funny you say that. Some of the Blitzway weapons and stuff that come, they don't come chromed out.
yeah.
Mm. Are they painted at least? Like at least
No,
silver or whatever? Yeah.
it's like black resin, like color.
Mm.
It's plain.
Ah, $700, man. I don't know. It's like
And you got to put the stickers on the lions too and all that yourself.
wow.
Oh,
See,
Blitzway.
The
see, see,
You
see.
stickers.
know,
See, so now hearing shit like that, like now I'm understanding Eric's anxiety, and I'm not even buying any of these fucking pieces.
Yeah, there's a lot
Like,
of
yeah,
there's
I'm
definitely
getting
a lot more
anxious
stickers
now.
on the blue and the yellow, and
What
like
the fuck? And again,
I
like I
think
know
the green and the red just have the back stickers for their numbers, but
there's
I
an
think I
aspect
think
of the
there's a
fandom
I
that
think
thinks
there's a lot
that.
more, like there's a few more stickers with the
the lights. So they all have lights in their heads, right?
Mhm.
The red and green lion don't come with the lights in the head. You have to install them yourself as well, and it's
and they
not
prob-
easy.
and they probably don't come with it. Like the batteries are not included, I'm sure.
Oh, I don't know about that. I have no idea.
Because shipping batteries are sometimes more expensive if you're shipping for shipment payments. But like I
Well,
said, yeah, I think this
well,
is more than welcome for Voltron. I don't think the brand has been so saturated to the point that people are sick. But they're, like I said, I think the with the 700 price tag on Blitzway, it's hard to pull that trigger that fast. And I
And
like to see the
remember,
price. I would love to see the, yeah, it comes with the figures. Yeah, the pilots. You
yeah.
can put the pilots inside.
look at
When
them
do we
all
get
sitting.
like this Voltron revival? Like, do you think like what we got on Netflix was enough like for it, or do you think people are clamoring for more of this like original kind of style, design, and stuff? Like,
Oh, the
what do you
original.
guys
Yeah,
think?
original. Yeah, I think even with the Playmates line, they did the like the cartoon version that was on Netflix, which was a more updated version of Voltron. But then like they did a retro wave where they did all 5 lines of the old Voltron, and I think that toy sold better than
Mhm.
than the toy from the
The
show that was
retro.
out on Netflix. Yeah, so
Because that's all of us buying that shit up. So when
exactly.
so do you think that time might come where they reboot this but looking like this, not sort of like the modern kind of version that we got?
I think with anything these days, Jose, everybody tries to put their, like, they put their spin on it, so I don't think anybody's going to do a Voltron and not alter the look of him, because they're going to want the little handwriting on it. So
Yeah, I
it has to be a true fan that's going to be like, I'm going to direct, put this show out there, and I'm going to stick to the retro look of Voltron, and make it look exactly what like it was, and give it
yeah,
the
yeah.
true, stick to the true origin of it. But
I would
like I
love
said,
like to see like a revival done. Like I mean, who knows if the original studio that did the series in Japan is still like around. If it's Toy, they're definitely still around. But
yeah.
I would love to see some sort of revival from like the original company, like just modern
Don't
animation,
get
but
me wrong,
just
that
same
Blitzway
look.
looks great. Look, it looks great. So
Yeah, I
like
mean,
Yeah,
I think
man.
you're not gonna. I don't think
Look
you're gonna
at
be
it.
disappointed with regards
It's
to the
got
$700 you
no,
spent.
the
yeah, it
torso
looks
joint
quality. It looks
there
quality just by
and a
looking at it.
waist swivel there.
Yeah,
Look at that
This thing.
shot. Just like it reminds me of like when he had the when I said
Yep.
he's
yeah.
posing and shit. Like that shit looks fucking awesome.
And
And look at the ab crunch and stuff. So you're getting the posability there.
yeah, and there's something wild going on. Like if you look at the shadows, like there's
Like
some interesting joint stuff going on up in here. Like
yeah.
I'm really interested. I
The
haven't watched a video on this yet. I should.
well, you got the ab crunch for sure that you could
Yeah.
see. But I mean, to me, like there's something about the beefiness of it that looks like
Yo,
good. It just
yo, Dave,
looks like
People paying
imposing. It
attention
looks
yo,
there.
Dave, you know who's gonna have the next Voltron out next month? Fucking Flames Toys, I bet you.
Oh God, I have to buy another one. Fucking shit. No, I'm just kidding.
You're here first.
It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
the story
Netflix.
was fantastic. Like I heard the same people who did the last Airbender, Avatar, did the Voltron series, so in Netflix, and I heard the stories, the character build was really good in that show.
Yeah.
I think
I didn't finish it.
I watched the first episode, but I really didn't follow through on it.
I
Yeah, me
watched
neither.
I watched all of it,
Mm.
and it was pretty decent. I tell you though, it's hard to close. Like at the end, it was just like, and then there's another enemy, and then there's another bigger enemy, and then and now Voltron's not gonna work. Oh, we got him to work. Oh, now he's not working again. And I was like, oh, for the love of God, just form Blazing Sword and let's end it.
Yeah.
How many times did the mice have to save the day?
Yeah.
Wake up the princess.
I didn't finish watching it. Like I think I probably got to season 2, and but I know how many did they go? They dropped a few of them,
A
right?
lot.
Four,
I think there might be
4 or 5.
4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the half an hour episode, well, 20 minutes, right? 22 minutes. So, I mean, I guess it would be easy enough, if you dedicate some time, you could blow through it, I guess, in a weekend or something like that. So, I'll try to do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember kind of like enjoying the first season, but I don't know. Again, saturation. There's so much other shit that just vies for your attention.
Oh, yeah.
I just found other things.
Yeah, it wasn't a page turner. Like,
Yeah.
wasn't like Ozark,
Mhm.
or this Daredevil season 2 that I'm in the midst of binge watching right now before I never see it again.
Do it before they're gone from Netflix.
Are they
Do it
going to
now.
Disney?
Who knows where
we
they're
don't
going?
know.
But they're probably going to end up going to a service that I don't have.
Well, I think it should go back to Disney Plus. If the rights go back to Marvel, then they should have the rights to just put that stuff on.
I'm hearing that Hulu's a part of Disney, and if it's not kid friendly, then they'll put it on the Hulu.
They'll put it on there. Oh, okay. Come on. Some of this stuff that's on Disney Plus not kid friendly, right? Is there anything?
Hey, use that VPN and go to like the German Disney Plus. Then I heard they like the
Snuff
diehards,
film
whatever.
over there. Damn. Tim is living it up.
Right. It's like, dude, you don't have Die Hard on your Disney? It's like, no.
Die Hard.
But, yeah. Any other properties doing the saturation? Dom, anything else come to mind? I mean,
No, obviously, I think
G.I. Joe.
I think G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe.
I think
now?
I think G.I. Joe is going to get there. Like I think, with what Super 7 obviously is offering, saying a more cartoon look, and then you got the classifieds, and then you got this now new retro card wave that Hasbro is going to be doing to give you more of a tune look of their action figures that that they're doing currently with classifieds. And then you just got all these third party all these other companies that are coming out that are supplementing this line. And I don't want to hear one fucking G.I. Joe fan complain anymore because they're getting their shit. Buy this shit and embrace it, because it's dark time. The dark times, and those dark times can come back. So I think with
what, the dark times of 2020 when you couldn't find anything on a shelf?
Exactly.
Was that when that was? No, it was 2019. Was when?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
What the classifieds?
It was before. No, it was 2020, right? That was the time we went to 12 Targets in one day. Was that you and me?
Yes. Yeah, but I think they've done a great job with they were shitty in the beginning, like always, but I think a lot of those hard to get figures that they put out we're getting back into stores, or at least online, where you can order them, and they're online in stock, and you can order them and not have any complaints. But that's a lesson learned for all collectors, not to live the hype and spend $150 on a $20 toy. But
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to de-highlight you. Sorry, Brian.
Two producers
Yeah.
battling for comments. All right. Yeah,
Right.
so EE Prime says,
That's
Hulu will
it.
probably go because it's too mature. And then Esteban was talking about my comment about Disney Plus and other countries don't have Hulu, so they put other stuff on Disney Plus and other
Disney Plus,
countries. Yeah.
I mean, when you got, like he says, you got
Yep.
Jessica Jones getting banged like every other episode. Oh,
Yep.
you don't want the kiddies fucking stumbling upon that on Disney Plus. Okay, I get it.
I get it. I get it. But yeah,
Listen, there's
I think GI
fucking
Joe is
parental
GI
controls
Joe.
for a reason. Parental
Yeah,
controls for a
I
reason.
think GI Joe is going to get there. Like I think, you know, but the success of that line is obviously with it's any type of can it sustain just figures and no vehicles, and if they don't do vehicles, what vehicles are going to do, and Star Wars Black Series has run into those challenges, and as you know, I'm sure companies like Hasbro haven't really made their money or margins in regards to some of those vehicles. So
Yeah.
True,
it's
but
it,
I mean, then you got the vintage collection. I mean, in some of the circles that I run around with, people are like, "I'm kind of getting into the vintage Star Wars stuff." And I tell you,
yes.
after seeing people drop pics of this Razor Crest that I passed on,
Mhm.
like I'm sitting here like
Nope.
looking at the vintage collection stuff, and I was like, people are
FOMO.
calling it Black Series Junior. I'm like, dude, I kind of want, I want to fly my figures
Yeah.
around and stuff,
and it
you
and
know.
it is funny too because it's like I know I would
FOMO.
like to know collectors who did collect like the 3 inch and then moved on to Black Series, got rid of the 3 and 3/4 inch figures, and now they're going back because of all these it's reinsurgence of HasLab and making these wonderful vehicles and the paint job on them and everything. So it's just funny how the circle comes back around.
But the thing, I like collecting clone troopers, and the vintage collection is putting out like all these different
Yeah,
clones. I'm
yeah,
like,
the
where
ARC
the
troopers,
fuck's the
yeah.
Black Series ones? I'm like, damn.
You definitely get more variety in regards to
Yeah.
the vintage line. So I think the vintage line
Take
has
up less
that,
space too.
and they take less up space, and from even a lot of the Transformers collectors, from the leaving a masterpiece to Legends because of space and the ability to display at home, you come to a realization that you're not going to be able to display a masterpiece collection because of all the room it takes versus a Legends collection where it doesn't take as 1/4 of the space, or so I feel like vintage might go there, like where there might be a nice resurgent back into vintage because people don't want to display their Black Series anymore. They want to just have the vehicles and display their figures around with the vehicles.
Yeah. So, but I feel like, I mean, with the classified line and stuff, it doesn't. It feels like GI Joe's still super popular, despite the aspect of not being able to vroom vroom or
Yeah.
swoosh them around and giant aircrafts and stuff like that. Like to me, I feel like that was a big allure to GI Joe back in the day, because of the smaller size of the figures. Like I'm sure there's a segment of that that's missed, but do you think it's hurting the line in that aspect as far as
I don't know. Like I like the question would be to see in the near future whether Hasbro does a vintage type line for GI Joe and does
what
more.
back to 3 and 3/4? You're
Yeah,
saying?
but amping it up, like like the vintage Star Wars figures, and vehicles. So it's if they take it to that level and really make quality products rather than the shitty reissue of toys that you're getting on the card backs that are like
So
paper thin toilet paper.
modern versions, like
Yeah,
it's the same scale, but modern versions of all that.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. They
Like
weren't doing that before though. Like with some of these,
they
like
did it back in like I don't know how well they got where is it the same, like I didn't collect it, so this I need help on this, but like when they were doing the 3 and 3/4 figures for GI Joe back during the 20s, from 2005 to
yeah.
2019, like were they as the same quality as vintage Star Wars toys that are coming out now? Like
Okay. Okay.
I don't know whether they were double jointed arms, and did they
I
have
think they were the
the
same as they were when they came out originally. And
yeah,
they,
so
original GI Joe shit.
I don't know, but
Yeah.
if they weren't and they do a vintage type of $12 to $13 3 and 3/4 toy with vehicles that are more painted and give you that more adult feel to it, maybe you'll see people dropping classifieds and going to back to 3 3/4. So,
Yeah, yeah. I
but
like timing could play an issue in this stuff. No, like also
yeah,
right because I mean, like sometimes I feel like they've put out like some of that retro stuff and maybe it doesn't gain traction or whatever. But
it
now it's
does.
like they're eating up the 6 inch line, like from what I've seen, at least from my own eyes. Like maybe you've waited and you could find some of these figures now, but I remember the frustration because they drop these things and they're sold out immediately. So obviously the fucking market is there for these
Yeah,
bigger figures. But I mean, again, the playability of those smaller things and being in all those vehicles. I know for me personally, um, I had Joe's. I wasn't as big into it as I was for the Transformers, but for me, even like now, like I love a fucking Transformer that you could stick a fucking figure in it and it could ride around
yeah,
in it. Like what I'm saying? Like to me, that's like a cool thing, and that's what you get from the smaller size Joes that you could put in
yeah.
these vehicles. Same type of fucking feeling,
But
That's
I
why I
think
like Optimus Prime. You can put Transformers in his trailer.
yeah, yeah.
So
But
Yeah, yeah.
I think you as a collector need to understand what you like and what your capabilities are in regards to collecting, because you can see a picture and see a Star Wars vintage display of the Millennium Falcon and the fucking Slave One and all the figures around it. That takes a lot of space. When you're displaying those smaller figures, you're still going to take that space to do a dio or do a scene and have like 15 stormtroopers lined up, like it's still going to take space. But the thing is that are you going to have the capability of doing that? Do you have the room for that? You know are you going to be playing with these things and having the time to play with them? That's what I think that's what, when it comes to those smaller figures, that's the kind of, if you're a collector who plays with these toys, and that I think that's the route for you. But if you're an adult collector and you're just going to put them up in a fucking shelf and just look at them, then I think your Black Series, your classifieds, it gives you that type of feel, but it also gives you the ability to take them off the shelf and just futz around with them. You might not be able to put them in a fucking tank or a jet, but you might be
Yeah,
able to take them right down, take a few photos, pictures of some of them with their teammates and stuff like that, and
yeah,
then
yeah.
call it a day. But
No,
even
and most I feel you on that point too. Like, yeah, again, depending on that type of collector you are, like,
yeah,
and what you're gonna get more enjoyment out of, like
yeah,
overall.
because
So
like
yeah,
I've seen people who've collected those Star Wars, and they have elaborate displays. Like they do like the hangers and the fucking they do
yeah.
wonderful dioramas
I,
like
I've seen
crazy.
that. I've seen that for like the Gundam stuff. Like, yeah, like, dude, like
Yeah,
I would love to do shit like that if I was that like imaginative and talented to kind of and had the patience to do all that. Like,
yeah,
like I'm kind of like just loving seeing other people do it, and the fact that they fucking do shit like that, like it's
yeah.
awesome. It's like you're setting a scene, and
Yep.
like it's
The
fucking it
Endor
is awesome.
battle, the
Yeah,
Endor
like
battle, and like the hangar of the fucking Death Star, and just where the Emperor is walking out of his fucking his Imperial starfighter. Like it's like it's those
yeah.
scenes that people remember, and they put you have that capability of doing that with those 3 3/4 figures and vehicles, and I think like that. But you gotta understand that takes a lot of space. That takes a lot of room to do.
Yeah, the
Honey,
best.
I need to vacuum. Can you get your 850 fucking troopers off the floor now?
Exactly. Like,
Yeah, so for
that's
me, it'll never be the action figures, but I kind of get that, like just by playing through like Battlefront 2 or something. You could play through these iconic kind of like levels, like the Death Star or Tatooine, or like Endor
Hmm.
or whatever, and play as like a legacy character, like a Darth Vader or a Luke,
yeah.
and just mow down enemies. Like so that's my thrill is the digital version of that, because I'll never have fucking with like what you're describing here, like with these little dials and stuff. But I love to fucking see it. Like,
Oh
and
yeah.
again, kudo, again, we're talking oversaturation, but again, you have that aspect, you have the bigger figures. So again, I think just having the options that you have something for everyone.
Yeah.
Because you not everybody's gonna be into everything. Somebody might just be into this or that. So I think just having the options there is worth it in the end.
Yeah.
In the long run.
Like I started, like for me, I just started picking up some of the vehicles. Like I always thought the Millennium Falcon was like a character in Star Wars. Like it's not like
Oh
a
yeah.
simple X-wing or like a fucking TIE fighter, but it just picking up that vehicle to me was important. I know I'm never going to get a Black Series fucking plenty of copies.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
at
yeah.
the end of
But
the day,
like, yeah. If
I
my
went with
if
the
my curtain
vintage.
was open, I mean, I display the Power of the Force Millennium
Yeah,
Falcon with
yeah,
my figure arts, like, because
yeah.
to me, like, that's the last member of the team there that
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
necessarily.
and like
I've,
the slave one is a very, very, obviously it's another ship that I feel like it was rememberable and something that I would pick up in the vintage line just to have and represent this is this is Boba Fett's ship and all that good
Yeah.
stuff.
And I'm definitely like even like okay with stuff like that. Like Brian mentioned, like it's not gonna scale, right? Like
Yeah,
exactly, but the representation is there. Like you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So
yeah,
that's something that I think is super cool
Yeah,
as
and like
well.
another ship I would get would be like the Rebels. Like well, I forgot what they call it, but like that Rebels cast that flew in that the their ship the whole season. Like that's the type of
oh,
ship
yeah, yeah.
that you would
Oh, the
I would
Ghost.
the Ghost. Yeah, that
Yeah,
that would be a ship that I think Hasbro HasLab could do and do a really good job with it.
yeah,
Depending on how
yeah.
far they get into the
But
Ahsoka
yeah,
series. So,
I mean, and I like the Bandai model kits. I have a couple. I haven't put them together yet, but some of them actually get really expensive because they're very
hmm
detailed.
hmm
But like, yeah, man, just I don't need a super big representation, but give me a Millennium Falcon about that big, just
yeah.
just that big or something like that. I'd say all the pictures are out for this Voltron, and we don't have to look at them here tonight, but
It's looking good.
it looks good, but there are definite cues that SOC does that this one doesn't do, like with the chrome legs and stuff. It's very noticeable. And
Mhm.
when I mean these are very high quality photos, and when you look at them up close, I'm telling you, I don't from how it looks, I don't think it holds candles to that Blitzway stuff. Like,
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
uh,
I
yeah.
think this
uh,
Blitzway one is like
it's
the
the
creme de la
winner.
creme. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what you're getting for that fucking
Yeah.
premium
This is,
price tag. Got to be
I,
in it to win it. Be
I
in it
mean,
to win it, people.
this 301's not ugly, but considering I think that price tag for Blitzway seems to be justified
You
now. I
get
think,
what you pay
yeah,
for, right?
Somebody's
Isn't that a
pre-ordering
phrase?
it again.
Oh shit! Oh no!
yeah,
You get what you pay for, right?
I think Blitzway with the stuff that they've done before. I think granted, they're coming to the plate and bringing you top quality stuff. Like I don't think they're shorting you in any way. 30 like I'm not saying they're not top quality, but they do amazing paint work
hmm
and detailing work on their figures. So
That's fucking scaring people out there. That's a non-refundable deposit you're putting down. People, be sure about it. Be
yeah,
sure about it.
yeah, exactly.
Wait for them reviews, but by then it might be too late.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's a
The
it's a
30
balancing
looks
act.
good. It does what you want it to do,
Listen,
but
buy it because even if
but
it's a piece of shit, you can sell it.
I
You can
don't think
sell
it's gonna
it.
be a piece of shit. But I just think the Blitzway one is. I mean, that thing wowed me. This thing, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, it's SOC, but not Chrome. Okay,
Did
I
they give
get
you
it.
a price? Did they give you a price point, Brian? Did
No,
they
I haven't
say a
seen a
price? No.
price yet.
Okay.
Haven't seen
Okay.
a price yet.
That will reveal some stuff too on that. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, like I definitely feel like other toy brands are going to get there. But I think I think the traps that they fall into, as deep as they get into, they have to remember to go back to some of those basic characters and reissue some of them to get more, to get other people coming late into the game, into those, B, C, D list characters, because it's like,
You talking about the Ninja Turtle shit again? The
well,
fuck
I'm
you
talking
talking
about
Well,
classifieds too.
Well,
Classifieds,
about?
you're
GI
just
Joes,
you're
everything.
just talking about not you're getting some of those characters re-released, so you don't have to pay so much on the back market. Like that's what we're
Yes,
really
yes,
talking
yes,
about,
yes.
right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. So again, just the collectability of it, and like this is what makes it valuable, or we're just gonna fucking flood the shelves and it's a peg warmer or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
I think there's again a balancing act for those companies. I do agree though, like that, like if you see that something like is so popular, successful and selling out, then just make a few more. Because I mean, I feel like again, there are latecomers to the game, and it's nobody's fault, right? I just found out these are coming out. I love these things. Oh, it's fucking 7 fucking waves in, and now these figures are impossible to get. That sucks. Like, you know what I'm saying? If so I kind of get that, but that's the game, bro. That's the fucking game we're all in. Like, you know what I'm saying? And honestly, if you just wait long enough, another fucking company is gonna put it
Yeah.
out, a better version or whatever. It's just a waiting game. Are you gonna live till then? No, who knows?
Like if you watch, I think NECA did when they announced that they're doing the Secret of the Ooze Turtles. They're also re-releasing Toka and Razor 2-pack again. They're going to open up a 2-week window. They were going to release those 2 figures again, and that's a move. I think they're it's a great move for the company because that Toka and Razor 2-pack is getting very sought after. And if you're going to do Secret of the Ooze again, Turtles again, or redo the Turtles where you can have different head sculpts and weapons for the Secret of the Ooze, then you should be able to reissue those Tokar and Razor and giving people who came late to the game to still get those figures.
Yeah.
And that balances out with saturation, because the further you go in, if you go too much in and you don't reissues or reposition those older figures and bring them out, and because you got that problem with the April O'Neil, right, Dave? Like how badly you had to go back and find a goddamn April O'Neil for the toon cartoon, the NECA Turtles, because people complain.
You told me you had one for me and then told me you didn't. 4 months, 4 months later, that's why it took me so fucking long to find
right.
it.
Oh,
fucking people
but honestly,
using me as an inventory.
I actually didn't find it for too high of a price, but now it's going for even higher. So yeah.
And if you actually watch reviews of like those, they did like this Channel 4 news set where they did issue an April O'Neil, but the April O'Neil's in this werewolf type, where she, and she has a werewolf head. But like it would have been great to where they took that pack and gave you a basic head for April O'Neil. So if people did miss out on the April O'Neil 2-pack, they could get this.
Got it that way.
You could have got it this way. Yeah, you're spending $120, $125 for the set. But the thing is that you still can get the April O'Neil and the other characters as well. The new characters that they put out in that pack. So
I remember them talking about that, like that April O'Neil, like it's not just the head, but like the neck and everything for the werewolf. Like I don't think they had a way of providing both of those. But.
And I don't know, and don't you think like again
make it 150 and give it 2 characters? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, obvious shoo-ins are the popular, like, the main 4 turtles, I guess, like an April. But, like, don't you think it might be a little bit hard for the company to be like, they can't re-release everything, right? Or I guess they can, but who knows what's going to hit and what's not. And they're trying to be profitable. So it's like, what do we re-release? To me, it's like that's a kind of like a question of how many times do we release the turtles? Are there enough out there? Have people bought enough? Like, I don't know. There's like, logistics issues when it comes to that. When like you're going deep into a line, these figures are already out. How are you going to decide what figures are going to re-release? Because like some of these things that are hard to get, they might decide, oh, this character is not really that popular, right? So we're not going to re-release them, but somebody might need them. There might be a segment of people that need that figure.
I mean, for me, Turtles, it's easy. It's like who's on the episode every week. It's the Turtles, Splinter, and April, and then the bad guys. It's Rocksteady, Bebop, Shredder, and the Foot Soldiers.
Yeah,
I mean, just always put them out. They're always out.
There you go. That's a nice, simple way to look at
it. But you can't fall into that trap like the Masters of the Universe Origin line where you have fucking we're going to keep He-Man and Skeletor out in pegs, and that's the only shit you see out there. So it's
that's what sells.
There's a balance to all this. like with NECA, I think NECA is doing like I think they're doing the right thing because I think with the last release of the Turtles, they did it in like Turtles in Disguise, where you could get the all Turtles with their regular Turtle outfits, but then you could get these disguise sets where you could put like trench coats with them and masks and a hat on them. But like if you missed out on the Turtles, you can buy the Turtles in Disguise set and get your Turtles, get another set of Turtles. So like
Yeah.
I think they're doing a good job. It's just that I feel like as they continue this line and they go down this road, I think they're gonna figure out another clever way to get the Turtles, Bebop, Rocksteady, April O'Neil out to the general public to where newcomers can pick up these other figures and not spend $180 for a figure.
Yeah.
Because then that just discourages people, and then they're like, I'm not going to get into the line because I can't go back.
Yeah. So, couple of options here from the chat squad. Dante Bio says it's like what Brian said, just do a made to pre-order, like once every 18 months for the Turtles. That, like I think that makes sense, almost like a Kickstarter, right? Like whoever will order. And then you just fucking make the amount of figures for whoever ordered. I think that makes sense.
That's an excellent option, yeah.
And then Wes is also saying put one or two of the core cast with each and every wave, which I think is kind of cool too. Like it's a little bit longer of a wait or whatever, a little bit more random. But if like, oh, okay, I might get these two Turtles with this wave, and the next wave I'll get the other two. I think something like that is cool as well.
Yeah, I think so too. Like so those options are definitely and they do that already. They do, they do pre-order windows where they open up pre-order windows.
Well, they did that. They kind of did that. NECA did. They came out with the Turtles originally, like the movie Turtles, and then they started coming out with them in 2-packs. You got the Casey Jones with the option to get Raphael again, and I think they did them with the cartoon ones too.
Yeah, right? I'm just using them as an example, Dave. That said, like this is a company who's going as deep as they are going, and they're finding, they do have mistakes. They're sometimes they have some shortfalls, but there are examples where they are reissuing these more popular figures that have come out like a year ago, and to respark or generate newcomers coming back and grabbing all these older figures plus the newer figures that are coming out.
Yeah, even Super 7 did it. Like they re-released the Turtles again.
Yep.
Just as God, I think they're up to wave 5 or 6 now. They're going deep on that turtle line.
That's what I'm saying. Like I think this is a new problem. I think company, like especially if you're going deeper into a line, like I think they're going to need to understand that once they go to those C, D characters, they're going to have to still reissue some of those A, B characters to keep the line going, because if they don't, then it's just going to be death of just stuff that they're nothing selling. Nobody wants to buy those D characters that
But we're not privy to those numbers though. Like if they're still putting it out, like obviously it's selling. So maybe they see that, hey, we could keep putting out these characters. It's selling. Like it's and so let's just keep doing it. Like right, like without putting out the legacy stuff.
And you do have that bandwagon, core group where it started from the beginning, and that you're going to have people buying the next whatever they're putting out, and you're going to have those bandwagon type of consumers who've been there from the start, and you're going to have a population pool or part of your sales from that new toy that you issue out are from those customers. And it would be interesting. You can't really track those numbers because you don't know who's who, but like it's interesting because to me it's like you're going to have a population of customers who are buying it and started buying it from the beginning, and how much of your customers are just jumping on right now. And from those sales of your new figures and going back and buying older figures on the secondary market.
I tell you, man, I'd love to see the NECA Turtles like on a shelf someday, like in the store.
Oh yeah.
Like I mean, I'm not a big turtle guy. Like I've got those Playmates ones from back in 2013 or whatever. Like I'm satisfied. But it's like if I was walking through Target one day and I saw 1, 2, 3, 4 turtles, I'd be like, yeah, I've got. How much is this? It's like, I
And
could
the
do this right now. I'm gonna take some turtles home and have some fun. But it's like now when I see them, I'm at toy shows. They're like, $100. I'm like, oh, get the fuck out of here. You know,
and
piece of shit.
from a display, it was, if you were just a straight up turtle fan, and you're displaying turtles and you're the NECA turtle guy, and you're buying all these NECA and you're doing a display. I'm going to tell you right now, like even when they display them at toy fairs and stuff like that, they have levels, and each level you have the turtles, so, like, fighting this group of enemies, and you have the turtles on this level fighting this group of enemies, and you got the turtles fighting. So like you're going to need a lot of fucking turtles if you're going to display and have multi levels of where you have different scenes, and you can't just have no turtles on one level where they're not. You got a bunch of fucking stone soldiers and no turtles. So it's interesting. It's interesting on how if you're going to take it from a display aspect, you got to think about how many turtles. I'm going to need enough turtles to do what I want to do in my display.
If you're trying to have multiple turtle sets for every kind of display you might be trying to do,
because I like, you even see those displays like they show at those toy fairs and the toy cons. They have it's a multi-level set, and they have like they have the sewer set where they have the turtles with Splinter and so on and so forth, and they have the street set and the high rise set, and so it got all these different levels, and the turtles are always there doing something with a different character. So is that is that the complex display that you're looking for, or are you going to just have them just facing, looking at you, and lined up and just staring back at you?
Yeah. Dust in the chat, he's saying turtle talk, drink. Keep taking them shots, bro. You must be feeling pretty nice by now. So
what you want to talk about? Transformers?
Yeah, right. I mean, but excellent talk though about just bringing up just saturation with certain brands in the market. Interesting topic, and I'm sure we probably could have deep dived into a bunch of other brands that have so much out there. So just kind of scratching the surface on this. So maybe we could probably just revisit it again in the future, and maybe talk about some other brands that we might feel like, it's just might be too much. I think DC, Marvel are definitely fucking players in that game with the amount of product they put out, and across all these different spectrums as well.
I think I was having a discussion with E, and he's like, with how many Marvel waves that come out in a year, plus the deluxe figures, plus the retro figures, and plus the HasLab shit, and it's like the amount of Marvel Legends that get pushed out in a year, it's like you can't keep up with it.
It's rough, man. For the completionist, you must be working 3 jobs keeping up with all this shit. Plus everything else that's out there.
You got the comic version. You got every figure. You're getting a figure wave for every movie version. You get every figure wave for every goddamn streaming service show that comes out. So it's
dude, it's too much.
It's
it is a lot. It is a lot. All right, but great discussion. I think we could probably close on that. And of course, we always continue unbroadcasted. So if anybody wants to hop in, hang out with us, I'll throw the link out in the Realm of Collectors Facebook group. Just click it, hop in, and we'll chat it up for a bit. Let me go around the yard, and we'll get some where you ats before we call it a night. Brian Break, let them know.
At Brink Collider on Instagram, and tune in tomorrow night. I believe we're banging figures tomorrow.
Yes, so, figure banging.
Keep an eye out for the posts from Ace, because I think the time will change, but we'll see.
All right, nice. All right, Energon Addict.
Yo, it was fun. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna go oversaturate my bathroom right now. I gotta pee really bad, but I'll be back. So looking forward to hanging out. Anybody coming and hang out with us?
All right, and Big Dom.
You can find me on Facebook, Dominic Grosso, and here with these guys and lurking in the dark corners of your convention, your toy conventions, and just chilling. I can't wait to the Toy Con. If you guys see us, pop your heads in, say hello. Always nice to see you guys, and you can toss it up and go buy some toys and have a good time.
Yes, as always. And for myself, Harrican BX on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Enter the Realm on Mondays, BTM, or the Hangouts here on Tuesdays. And big shout out to JD and G Money, our other core members that are not here with us tonight. Love ya, miss ya. And big shout out to the chat squad, everybody hanging out with us tonight. We love you, appreciate you. Thanks for chatting it up and getting down with us tonight. Everybody listening after the fact on audio, we love y'all too. Keep tuning in. We'll be back very soon with a brand new episode, more than likely next week. So keep a lookout, join us, and we'll have a good time. And till then, just take care, stay safe, and peace out, guys. Remember, link for the hangout will be in the Realm group, so look out for that. Take care. All right. Peace.
Later.
Turtles.
I was waiting for that. I was like, JD's not here. Glad he did it, bro. Glad he did
No
it.
problem. No problem.
All right. Night, guys. Peace.
Keeping them alive.
Say it with me now.
Round.